Hi, I'm Tommy Comeaux. I'm District A School Board member for Ouachita Parish. I'm currently serving my 9th year as a board member. I was honored this year to be elected as president. Have 3 more years left our term, and then we will be termed out. I have worked at 3 different schools as principal. That would be Pinecrest, Boley, and Highland. I've taught at Comeaux, Pinecrest for 36 years. All told, this will be 45 years experience in Ouachita Parish schools in some form or fashion. I've enjoyed every minute of it. My family is made up of my wife, Janice, who's, as a teacher, I met her at Pinecrest. We got married in 1981. We have 3 daughters who all attended the schools in West Monroe. 2 are currently employees of the Ouachita Parish school system. One is assistant principal at Comeaux, and one is the physical therapist west side of the river. We enjoy our time together. Why did I run for school board? I wanted to do things that not only would help the students that are currently enrolled, but I wanted to do things that would improve the schools for my grandkids as they go through the school system. I currently have 5 in West Monroe. We'll get number 6 if everything works out well in March. I have 4 in Tyler, Texas. Unfortunately, they don't go to school here. But we have enjoyed our time in the school system. My responsibility as the president, I work closely with our superintendent and our lawyer and all the different groups, in maintenance and construction and things of that nature. Our strengths are primarily dealing with our community. Our community is a strong community in that they want what we want, a good education. We want the best program, the best facilities. They have been very supportive. Not many systems have the amount of money that we spend on construction and maintenance. That sales tax that the parents voted for us is great. I wish the East Side had it so that they could have the same type funds to do improvements. People don't understand there are different pots of money that we have to go through. We have our general fund, which encompasses both the East Side and the West Side. Our West Side funds cannot be spent on the East side of the river. We moved the school board office from Bryce Street to here on 7th Street, and not everybody was for it in the community, but I think now they've come to realize that this facility is being utilized in a much better way than what it was when it was serving like 90 kids a year. So we're getting great use from this. And we're our stewards of the money. We don't just spend for the fun of spending. We have needs, which are obvious. We have wants that are not as obvious. Sometimes the wants actually turns into a need before it gets done. The things that I like doing are making improvements to our facilities, and I think we've done a good job for one reason, that the West Side voters voted to give us a tax that we could use to continually update the schools, to make improvements for the best facilities that our students can have. We're currently working on several projects. A library for Linwell Elementary was much needed. Many of our schools are old. Our newest schools are, other than Boley, which was replaced due to the fire, most of our schools are at least 20 years old and probably up to 50 or 60 years old. It requires a lot of maintenance, especially in the restroom areas, and we've done a pretty good job in trying to update those. We completed Riser Elementary, Riser Middle, did Comeaux, part of Drew this past summer, and we're continuing to look to make those improvements. We're currently working, I've spent a lot of time with Mr. Lane at Westmore High School, and we purchased quite a bit of the property around the school to enlarge our campus. Our goal is to have a fenced-in parking lot at some point, a gated parking lot for the security of our kids. West Monroe sits right in the middle of the town, and anybody can walk on, anybody can walk off if they so choose. And we want to have more control at that facility on who comes and who goes. We've made improvements in each one of our elementary and middle schools in the lobby areas, making these safe areas, trying to make our students and teachers feel more comfortable, safer. Our parents have a better view of what's going on to the school. We're going to, I hope in the next 3 years, I hope to address the need for a facility for our trainer at West Monroe High School. He works out of a little small area now. He's very limited in space. They don't have proper dressing rooms, don't have proper restrooms in that small facility. I want to have that done before I leave in 3 years. He already has a nice little plan drawn out. It would probably cost $3 to $5 million to get that facility built. But this was a want at one time. Now it's a need because he's dealing with so many students, and all, not just in football, in all aspects of our sports and school population. So that's a need. And we continually try to do things to upgrade security. We have a couple of police officers who now are in charge of visiting our campus and actually analyzing and evaluating what we need to do to help at each school. And that was really needed. We always had a good building program, but our maintenance program hasn't kept up with our building. The paint starts to peel and things of this nature, and places start looking not like they should. And our goal is to make our facilities look like top grade facilities. And we actually hired 2 painters this past summer to start going from each school. They've got to turn in one particular project that they wanted to address this year. So we have started that, and it's really shaping up, and we hope to continue to do that. You know, we have our maintenance crews at each school. They're responsible for the grounds. They do a great job. And then we actually have our maintenance group that does the electrical and plumbing and that type of thing that our school building level people can't do. So, you know, we have to continue to do that. I'd like to see at some point our pay for the support people to get up to where they actually would want to come into work instead of stay home and not work, because these people do a service because they want to do a service. It's not great money. I'd like to see our teachers continue to get an upgrade in their pay. And I'd like to see the school board members get paid more. I can't vote for my own raise, but I hope at some point the next group that comes through might make a little more money than what we do now. I've had a checklist. I've always wanted to do things for the girls. When I was principal at Bowley, the Rebel Line and different groups would have to come to Bowley to use the gym to practice because they didn't have a place to go. And when I was at Highland, they came over and used our multi-purpose room. So one of the first things that Scott Robinson and I did was we purchased Edgewoods Church, and we converted that into a girls' facility. And it's nice. If you haven't seen it, you need to visit and see it. The other checklist item was to get the school board office moved from Monroe to West Monroe, and we've done that. We've done several major projects around West Monroe High School with facilities for athletics, and continue to do that. We're currently putting in turf for the girls and the boys on the baseball and softball fields. We're remodeling the room for the volleyball coach so that she will have an office. We continue to try to improve, and we don't want to do just football. We're doing things for everybody. So our goal at some point, I know one of the wants for West Monroe High School is a new auditorium. That will be a major building project. But we have so many needs right now that that's going to have to be put off. We need new bleachers in the gym at West Monroe High School. Those don't function correctly. They're supposed to expand the track so they can have more than one gym. Well, they're stuck in one place, and this spring we hope to address that project and replace those bleachers. The trainers' facility is another item we want to do. We're continuing to buy property around West Monroe High School to hopefully at some point get enough space for that fenced-in parking area that we so need. We actually had one neighbor of the school who's going to will his house and property to West Monroe High School, which I thought was unique. And so things like that, we just have to address those, and I'm sure there'll be more that will crop up that are needed. I think having board members who have been in the classroom in some form, we have a principal, we had a couple of a counselor, assistant principals, I was a principal and a teacher. We kind of feel like we are the spokesperson for our teachers. Our teachers many times feel like we don't listen, we don't really do what they want us to do. So we're the sounding board for all the teachers, not just the teachers, for the parents as well, because parents want a good, sound education for their students. And our goal is to provide that education. We work closely together, and you know, we don't do this for the money. I was thinking back about when I started the school, or started teaching in 1974, my take-home pay was less than $1,000 a month. And the school board pay is like $900 a month. So, you know, I'm making my circle, making about the same amount of money each month. We're not doing this for the money. We're doing it for the service to the community, and I've always enjoyed doing service work for the community.